Hey folks, this is Pamela back on our secondary channel this time to let you all know that another suicide has befallen an officer that defended the Capitol on January 6th. Actually, there was 2 suicides within this past month due to the trauma that they sustained at the Capitol. And I just wanted to get on here and talk about this for about 4 or 5 minutes. But if you are having thoughts of suicide, whether it's from your being at the Capitol, if you're a civil servant at the Capitol, then you need to call the Suicide Prevention Hotline at 800-273-8255. That is a National Suicide Prevention Hotline at 800-273-8255. But anyway, a police officer had killed himself here a few days ago, and another one killed himself earlier in the month of July. And let's not forget the one, there was 2 of them that died back in January. Howard Lovingood and Jeffrey Smith died by suicide in January. But the officer, Gunther Hashida, was assigned to the emergency response team within the Special Operation Division, was found dead in his residence on July 29th. Hashida joined the MPD in May of 2003. We are grieving as a department, and our thoughts and prayers are with his family and friends. Another one, Kyle DeFreeyag, who joined the department in November of 2016, was found dead by suicide on Saturday, July 10th. Officials confirmed on Monday night. So yeah, who knows what these officers experienced back there in January. You know, you had people setting up a gallows in front of the Capitol. People were screaming, "Hang Mike Pence, hang Mike Pence." And never forget the guy who had his hands stuck in the door trying to fight these assholes. And because of that, that guy suffered not only emotional trauma, but he suffered a mild heart attack because of that. You know, and the people that killed themselves, we don't know what these people experienced. I wouldn't want to know, because all I know is I saw a bunch of morons following Trump's derivative going up to the Capitol, breaking windows, trashing the place, wiping their feces all over the rotunda, and wanting to hang Mike Pence, and putting a bullet in Nancy Pelosi's head. I've been following this since from the beginning. You know? And I heard the other day that Trump called a lot of these officers pussies for speaking out on nationwide television during their trial at the Capitol. You know, and they were blunt, they were straightforward. And there was a talk about how some Republicans think of the melee that happened at the Capitol as just tourists coming in. And the guy that was asking the questions was laughing, but the person that they were questioning was not laughing. He was dead serious about what he wanted these guys to do. Find out who was responsible for this, and to find out if any elected officials were responsible for this. And I can't imagine what the families of the deceased must be thinking. Not just Brian Sicknick, who got hit with a fire extinguisher and later died from his injuries. You know, and I had to deal with a moron on my other channel calling me a fathead. So you should listen to your sister after I bawled her out on her bullshit. You know, and I don't deal with toxic people. I don't deal with Trump. I don't deal with Trumpers. And I certainly don't deal with internet trolls. But I wanted to get on here real quick and tell you about what one of the wives had written on her Facebook. Let's go down here. Uh, Hashida was the officer that was killed. His wife wrote in a Facebook post, 1,000 words couldn't bring you back. I know this because I tried. Neither could 1,000 tears. I know this because I've cried. I cried. You left behind a broken heart and happy memories too. But I never wanted memories. I only wanted you. Let me repeat that. 1,000 words couldn't bring you back. I know this because I've tried. What? Neither could 1,000 tears. I know this because I cried. You left behind a broken heart and happy memories too. But I never wanted memories. I only wanted you. And if you're interested, click on the article that I have shared with you. There is a GoFundMe set up to raise money for his memorial. Stated that he died on July 29th. It said that Hashida worked to serve and protect the public while in the Metropolitan Police Department. Hashida leaves behind a wife, his sister, and 3 kids. And if you're interested, if you know somebody that's dealing with emotional issues, whether they were from the Capitol or whatever you're dealing with in your life and you feel despondent, please call the National Suicide Prevention Hotline at 800-273-8255. That is 800-273-8255. Man, been a shitty year so far, hasn't it been, ladies and gentlemen? In terms of how they handled this melee at the Capitol. And as of this video, over 500 plus have been arrested due to the Capitol riots. Some from my state, some from across this country. It shouldn't have happened that day. They know they fucked up in terms of getting the proper people there to protect the Capitol. Like somebody had posted on another article that I read a while back. There were more protective gear, if you want to call it that, at the Black Lives Matter protest than at the Capitol attack. So somebody screwed up. They're going to have to own that. But I hear about one officer getting his arm caught in the door. He had a heart attack. Another officer that had the N-word slung at him several times was so upset after it was all over and the place had cleared. He sat down in the rotunda and wept. He told a buddy of his, "Is this America? Is this America?" He asked his buddy. And it would leave me dumbfounded. It would leave me in tears. Who knows what those police officers really experienced? Only they know what really happened. Only they could tell you what they were feeling and what they were fearing at that time that was going down. And I hate it because it shouldn't have happened. And Nancy Pelosi knows it shouldn't have happened. And if anything, the attack on another elected official in another state where somebody had threatened to kidnap somebody and threatened to kill them should have been a warning. So, yeah, that's all I'm going to say on that. But if you're having emotional issues of anything that's going on in your life, whether it's a death in the family or you feel like there's no way out of a depressing situation, please talk to your doctor or call the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. They will help you. They will put you in touch with people that can help you. And I've been through such despondent things myself, especially the loss of my dad. And I almost didn't survive that. And I've talked about this before, and I will always talk about it. You know, when my dad died, I thought I lost everything. But if it weren't for my mother, who spoke up to my doctor when I didn't have the balls to do so myself, she said, "My daughter may be talking to Suicide Talk. She's walking in and out of rooms saying, I might as well be dead. Life don't mean nothing without my dad." And she talked to the doctor, and he came back in to the office where I was, and he said, Your mom tells me you've been talking to Suicide Talk. And I was like, damn it, I should have never told her anything. And he says, well, Pammy, she's only concerned about you because she loves you. He goes, well, we'll put you on this sertraline, and if you need any more help, we will be glad to provide it for you. We only care about you. And you know, I've thanked my mom 100 times before she died, and I can never thank her enough even after she's gone. That woman saved my life. You know, and if you just get the help, there's a better chance that you'll be able to come to terms with it or come to some sort of detente and be able to move forward. But my thoughts go out to all the officers who committed suicide and have been hurt and traumatized by this situation in January. Shouldn't have had to happen, but it did. And it's one of those things you never forget, that is for sure. And if you get a chance, find and watch the whole deposition of those officers that were brave enough to testify on the Hill here last week. I think it took a lot of courage. It took a lot of moxie. And I believe those officers when they told their stories. Especially the comment about how some Republicans think of the terrorists as tourists. And the guy that was asking the questions was laughing, but the guy that they were questioning or talking to was not laughing. Neither one of those officers was laughing. So, you know they've been through some serious hell when they don't have their sense of humor, as Trump might say. Where's their sense of humor? They're a bunch of pussies, he said. But I will say this, they defended their capital with honor and dignity, and we're going to make damn sure that nobody hurt anybody in Congress, whether you're Democrat, Republican, or on the line. What I mean by on the line is independent. Those cops defended their constituents from being murdered and slaughtered. So, yeah. Keep the officers that had committed suicide in your thoughts, and hopefully they did not go to hell. From what I learned back in church, supposedly, that if you kill yourself, it is the ultimate sin and you automatically go to hell. I'm hoping that isn't true. And you want to know why? I actually knew somebody that committed suicide when his ex-wife left him and took their child. You know, he was going through a lot. I didn't even know that he was so despondent. Again, he was one of those kids that talked me out of doing the deed way, way, way back in the day. And then I was away on vacation when I heard about him committing suicide. And my family, you know, my parents and I rushed back from wherever we were, and we missed the funeral, which is probably a good thing. But I've never seen my dad cry when I was told that my twin brother's best friend had committed suicide. And when I told Dad about what he had done for me, and I said, it just doesn't seem right that he would talk me out of pulling the ripcord, only to have himself pull the ripcord. That's why I am pleading today with my audience, whether big or small. If you are dealing with thoughts of suicide, please call the National Suicide Prevention Hotline at 800-273-8255. That is 800-273-8255. Well, gang, I got to get off. I got to get ready to leave here in a little bit, so I'll talk to you guys later. Any comments will not be made on this video. That's the way it's going to be for now. If you have any questions, go to my discussions tab and you can leave the questions there and I will get to them when I get time. Goodbye. Have a good week and take care of yourselves. Stay clean, mask up. And for those that haven't gotten their shots yet, please get your shots. Don't be an idiot. Have a good day, everybody. I'm out.